Yo, I'm here. Sorry. I'm doing like 5 things. Yo, I'm here. Sorry. That's probably like 5 things. Yo, I'm here. Sorry. I'm doing like 5 things at the same time right now. I need to chill out. I'm doing like 5 things at the same time right now. I need to chill out. I'm doing like 5 things at the same time right now. I need to chill out. I'm doing like 5 things at the same time right now. I need to chill out. 5 things at the same time. The most. The most. The most. It's so crooked. It's so pasturing. It's so pasturing. It's so crooked. It's so pasturing. It's so pasturing. It's pasturing. Oh, the comments are pasturing. Oh, the comments are pasturing. Alright. This stream's not going to be too long. Alright. Because I don't This stream's not going to be too long. Alright. Because I don't This stream's not going to be too long. Alright. Because I don't This stream's not going to be too long. We covered most of it on Saturday. We covered most of it on Saturday. The main things to go over are the main things to go over are the main things to go over. What's it called? The main things to go over. Just a couple of ideas and then any Q&A. Just a couple of ideas to get back to work. We're almost ready. I basically got. We're almost ready. I basically got the. We're almost Dex integrated. I got the able to do trades. Dex integrated. I just need to make sure that every trade is Dex integrated. And then I'm doing some tests on mainnet today. I'm doing some tests on mainnet, but I'm not telling you I was doing some tests. I'm doing my testing, but I'm not telling you I was doing some tests. I'm doing it wrecked. I want to make sure everything works properly. Wrecked. I want to make sure everything works properly. Oh, it's echo? I want to make sure everything works properly. Oh, it's echo? Hold on. Oh, it's echo? Hold on. Oh, it's echo? All right, is there still echo? All right, is there still echo? All right, is there still echo? Oh, I see it. All right, is there still echo? Oh, I see it. All right, is there still echo? Oh, I see it. All right, is there still echo? Oh, I see it. All right, is there still echo? Oh, I see it. All right, is there still echo? Oh, I see it. All right, is there still echo? Oh, I see it. Still echo? Oh, I see it. Still echo? Oh, I see it. What is make? I see something on the meter. Is make something on this? All right. There you go. Whatever the, man, this is wild. There's this thing that's supposed to mute all of the computer sounds, and it wasn't doing it. Thanks, Kenny, for letting me know about the echo. Just setting one more thing up and then we'll get started. Should be, like I said, it shouldn't be too crazy today. All right. All right, let's kick it off. All right. What's up, everybody? I'm Joe, founder of Bloxwap. And Bloxwap is a tap trading interface for crypto. And our goal is to make it so that retail users can have a super easy access to all of the things that you get to do in crypto. And we really want to remove the friction that people have with trading, prediction markets, betting, all of that stuff. So we're basically building a really simple user experience. It's kind of inspired by by a lot of the simple games, like kind of like Robinhood and Guitar Hero, where you've got like a little interaction that you have to do and you have to hit a specific time or a specific target. So I'll give you guys a quick overview of what it looks like. So this is what the game looks like. This is the live price of Ethereum right now in the game. And the way the game works is pretty straightforward. Your goal is to predict In this case, this is a trading version, so your goal is to predict whether you think the price is going to go up or the price is going to go down. And your bet size, oh, I just missed both of those. Your bet size is determined by how far away from this blue line, which is the current time and current price, how far away from this blue line you predict. So about 5 seconds out, you make a 5-second bet. And I'm saying I think the price of Ethereum will go down below this point in about 5 seconds, which it didn't. Now, this game has multiple modes, right? So we've got easy mode, which is Solana, which is actually not easy anymore. This is actually hard because the price of Solana barely ever moves. That should be on the other side. So this is actually a lot harder to play. And then you've got something like Bitcoin, which, you know, when there's a lot of price volatility, this chart goes crazy. Like, it moves around a lot. So you can make a couple of predictions out here and then a couple down here, and there, it just moves right past it. So you've got a lot of volatility with Bitcoin, a lot more volatility with Bitcoin than you have with Ethereum and with Solana. So this is the core part of the game. I'm going to go back to Ethereum because it's a relatively smooth experience. Now, the other thing that we're doing with the game is we're actually incorporating perpetual. So you can actually take leverage on your positions, and it'll be up to 100x leverage. So this is an $8 bet that just returned $800, right? Or $800, trade. So if the price goes past your prediction, you can basically see, you know, have these like really amazing payouts. Now, I'm actually still working on refining this right now, and I'm going to be testing this in production. But you could imagine, you know, tapping all over the place over here and then having some, well, if it's going to actually go that way, the price is pretty stable. But you can imagine tapping and having the price fly past your predictions. Now, this is in practice mode. So anybody who wants to play, you can just go to the URL in the bottom right or bottom, it's probably bottom right or bottom left actually, bloxwap.com, or you can scan the QR code. And then when you get there, you'll probably see this onboarding screen here, which is explaining the game. You can go through the onboarding and it'll explain kind of how the game works. I need to fix a little bit of this because we're changing some of the ideas around this. But then once you're done, you can click play practice and it'll drop you into this version of the game right here. And then you can just tap and trade really simply. So that's pretty much an overview of the game. Now, where we are right now is we're almost ready to go to mainnet. Right now, the product is integrated into Drift. And I'm basically just doing testing today and tomorrow to make sure that all of the Drift perpetuals open and close properly, and that your payouts happen properly, and make sure that everything works as expected. So there's nothing really for anybody to test right now because on DevNet you can connect your wallet and get free tokens like USDC on DevNet, but it doesn't. I need to talk to the Drift team today and figure out if there's enough market making on testnet to actually make this work, or how I can simulate the market making on testnet to just assume that everybody's trade works successfully, and then that this would, you know, once the this green line, the price passes the trade, your long gets taken and closed out, or your short gets taken and closed out, and also figure out if the liquidations work as well. So that's just something I need to figure out and talk to the team about. But apparently their API should handle everything for you when it comes to that. So that's pretty much the game. And the other thing I wanted to chat about is actually some ideas that I've been having as I've been listening to a few podcasts. I told you guys last week I went to New York and I chatted with the Pump team, and I also chatted with the Farcaster team. But one of the things that I've been thinking about as we've been working together in Telegram to develop the game and kind of work on how the game mechanics work is the different modes that this game operates in. And I have them at the top here. So when this game first started off, it looked something like this, which was very similar to, can I hide this? Let me hide this real quick here. So when the game first started, it kind of looked like this, which was like a prediction market, right? So your goal is to tap, tap out here, and your goal is to predict where you think this price will go. These price dots will basically line up, and if you're correct, you get a payout, and your payout comes from the people that are incorrect, right? So it's a pari-mutuel betting market, and so your goal is to basically predict these prices. And you could use this for anything, right? This is the price here, but you could assign a price, value to anything, whether it's like, who's going to win the presidential election or who's going to win the football game, anything that has some sort of deterministic binary price option, you could basically assign that here, and then you can have a prediction market operating. And this is how we started the game. Now, there's a couple of drawbacks with this. One of them is that because it's a pari-mutuel market, you need to have other people playing, otherwise the game doesn't work. And so we took a couple of weeks to kind of iterate on this, but I think that we have this cold start problem that we had to kind of get over. And so now we have, now as we're kind of going through our process, we're looking at how do we take this and make it easier for somebody to show up. And what we were trying to do is we were trying to have an invite method and make it kind of collaborative, but it wasn't as straightforward. So this was the first iteration of the game that we built, which was this price-based, what's it called? It's just like a price-based version of the game where you're trying to predict the game. So this is the prediction market of the game. So the next thing we decided to try was what I would call a betting market. Right now, this is what we kind of tried for almost maybe like a day, not even a day, which was using this concept called an LMSR, or a logarithmic scoring rule. And what this does is this lets you place your bets on these different boxes, and each one of these boxes are basically the odds of your bet, right? So the more people that click on a box, the higher, the lower your return gets. And then the further away the boxes are, the higher your return could be as it gets closer. Maybe more people start clicking on this 80x box because by the time it gets here, it's closer to the green, right? So this is a betting market example of the game. And it runs in the same method where the closer you get, if you hit the bet, then you get your payout from whatever you put down. And this could be just static bets. So you're just betting $1 and you get $1.20 back, or you're betting $10 and you get $12 back. So this is a very straightforward version of the game, but this is basically how you would implement a betting market. And then this could be any type of bet that you're talking about that has odds. Now, there's a challenge with this as well, where in the first case, we had the pari-mutuel market. In this case, we need a betting pool. You basically need, quote unquote, the house, right? So in this case, you're betting against the house. So all of the liquidity in this whole game, so for all of these multipliers, is going to be provided by some liquidity provider, which in the case of most betting is usually the house, right? And there's a calculation ratio for, if you bet here, the probability that you're going to win or lose, and that's what makes this an 8x return versus this one, which is a 1.2x return. And there's a whole formula for calculating these scoring rules. And then what would happen is as this board or as this game is moving from right to left, as it's scrolling, you would see these numbers just adjust in real time, right? So they'd be dropping, or maybe increasing, right? Because if you look here, this is 1.1x, and then this is a 20x, which means that this price would have to shoot up, which is probably not that probable. So you've got this betting market mode that we could also support, right? So we talked first about prediction markets, right, which is this version of the game. Then we have betting markets, which is this version of the game, and the drawback with the betting markets is just that you need to have a very refined algorithm and a liquidity pool. So this is something that we want to implement also in the future, basically powering this by Magic Block as well, so we can get down to these 10 millisecond price feed updates. Now, what we're actually going to do an MVP with soon is the trading version of the game. So this is a trading version of the game, and this is very similar to what you see here when you're playing, right? Where you're opening up long positions and short positions, and when you cross the price threshold, you get your payout. And let's put the leverage up at 5%, 5x. So now once it crosses the barrier, if your price is correct before you hit this T0, you get a payout, right? So that's what this represents. This is the trading version of the game. And what you're actually doing is you're actually opening up a position, whether it can be a perpetual or market position or a limit order, and you're opening up longs and shorts, and you can take leverage on these longs and shorts, and then once this green line either goes above your long or below your short, you get paid out, and then the position closes out. So this is the trading version of Bloxwap. So what we now have are 3 concrete versions of the way this game can work, right? And so this covers everything from trading to betting to prediction markets. And so you can basically see this as an ecosystem of the future of trading, right? You've got all these different versions of trading interfaces that people can interact with and play with. And you've got this, and the experience is very similar for all 3 of these. So it doesn't require you to be very technical. It doesn't require you to do TA and draw all these charts and do all this crazy stuff. It's a really simple, really quick way to interact with the markets and make a bunch of short-term, micro predictions or micro bets or micro trades, and be able to, generate value, or, if you're correct, you tap, you trade, you win is kind of the slogan that we've got. So this is just something that I've kind of been going through and thinking about, and just designed a couple of graphics, and I'll post these over the next couple of weeks and stuff just to kind of go through some of the details of them. But this is the version of the game that we're starting with when we launch soon, which is going to be the trading market version of the game. And so that's what you see if you go to bloxwap.com, and it'll automatically connect you to the Ethereum market, and you can try this out here. Then one thing, like I said, I have to do is just refine to make sure that when this runs, it actually works properly. Your positions are open, your positions are closed, all the timing works properly and everything like that. So I'm just testing that out right now and making sure everything is working properly. And then we'll probably have another test on like Thursday where we can actually try this on DevNet. I just want to make sure everything's working. And then once it's functional on DevNet, I think this is the version of the game that we're going to go live with, because it has no cold start problem. You can do leverage, so you can like really ratchet it up and take a lot of risk if you want, or you can ratchet it all the way down and turn it all the way off. And it's a very simple user interface. We don't have any, you don't have to invite anybody. It solves that cold start problem. And Drift, which is the backend that we're going to be using, actually has a referral API. So for the positions that get opened, there will be referral fees for creating accounts on here and playing the game. So everything should be able to work and also generate revenue for the business. And then, our goal is to effectively build a platform eventually that can do everything that we need, but work even faster than Drift can work right now. So that's kind of how we're thinking about it. But that is it for, kind of what I've been thinking about over the last couple of days, because most of it has just been programming. So that's what I'm going to get back to as soon as the stream is over. Let's see. Let's see if we got any questions. What's up, Zen Girl? Zen Girl's in the arena. Let's see. There's no more questions from that chat. Let's see if we got any questions in the main chat. Oh, let me put the QR code back up. I took it off because it was blocking stuff. Okay. So let's see, we got some questions. There's a lot of echo. Oh yeah, sorry about that. I still don't know what I'm doing when it comes to this streaming stuff. Still some GM. Get the echo solved. Reposted the stream. Thank you so much. Let's see. Will there be a 5, 15, 30, 1 hour options? Can you explain what that means? Do you mean like opening up a position for 15 minutes or 30 minutes? I mean, I think that's possible. Right now the whole game is just based on the scale at the bottom, right? So if you look down at the bottom of the screen, you've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it goes out to 12 seconds on the desktop. And then on mobile, I don't think it even goes past 6 seconds. So the way the game is set up now, it's not really designed for long-term positions. I think if you wanted to take those types of positions, those are probably going to be done a lot better in something like Drift or, basically any regular leverage trading platform, right? Like most of the platforms are like Axiom, Drift, Flash Trade. I think who else just came out? Someone just launched another one. But I think those platforms are probably better if you're doing longer positions because you want to keep track of everything. You're going to have things that are open beyond, the course of 12 seconds. And so we're not really thinking about making this something that takes a long time. I think our goal is really to try to focus on getting people that are casual retail people to play the game. And it's almost more of an ephemeral game where you're just playing for you play for 5 minutes or 10 minutes and then you can go do something else, right? This is not really optimized to be a full-on trader's experience. So could we add these? Absolutely. But I don't think that's going to be our number one priority as we're looking through how we scale this up. I think we're trying to figure out how do we add more markets, right? So in this drop down here, we've got Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. So how do we add more markets to this? And the markets can be in the shape of trading markets, right? Which is what we've got here. They could be in the shape of prediction markets. So things like what's on like Kalshi or what's on Polymarket. And they could be in the shape of betting markets. So things that's like what's on like FanDuel and all those other sites, right? And I think that that's kind of how we're thinking about scaling it and making sure that the data comes in quickly and it's accurate, and then making sure that when you place your bet or your prediction or your trade, it happens, super, super quickly, right? I think we're trying to go faster, not slower, I would say. So this is probably the opposite direction of which way we're going, but it is possible. Are we going to incorporate BNB before mainnet? But BNB, no, we're just sticking with the three that we have right now. So it's just going to be Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. Just keep it simple. I think BNB, we could incorporate BNB, but I just want to make sure this thing works first. And then we'll have to figure out, do we want to add more markets first, or do we want to add other types of games that may be more profitable or may be easier to scale up? So we're probably not going to add BNB next, but it is possible to add it for sure. Like actually it'd be really easy to add it. So yes, I think this was answering the time duration. Is it possible to add an undo cancel option with some kind of window like 2 seconds after tapping? Yeah, it is. It's funny. There was this, me bringing back this story, and I think my friend's watching too. There was this app that came out like, this must have been like 10 years ago. It's called Tap Talk. And what it was basically like, almost like Snapchat, where you basically like if you tap the screen, it taps the screen and it just sends a picture of whatever you're looking at. And if you tap and hold the screen, it records a video as long as you're holding the screen. And when you let go, it sends the video. And there's no undo. Well, there was no undo to start. So if you just tap the screen, your thing went off, and there was no way to cancel it. There was no way to do anything about it. And some pretty funny pictures got sent and videos got sent with that program because it's really quick and it doesn't leave any trace of anything. It just taps it. The group is already selected and it just sends the message off. And that was actually one of the really fun experiences from a mobile app perspective, because there was really like no canceling. It was more of like, it was very ephemeral and very realistic, where it's like, okay, you made this decision or you took this video and it's gone, everybody else gets to see it. And there's no editing, you didn't tap the picture and then edit it and dress it up. It was just reality just presented to you. And while we could add undoing, and maybe that makes sense, I think right now we're just going to stick with making the predictions and kind of making them small enough where, hopefully no tap is what I say, like no tap is just detrimental or like critical or crushing, right? The goal is for you to be able to have a more positive outcome and not have to deal with the taps being crazy. And maybe, you know, we might even, yeah. So I think the goal is like, hey, can we just make this work right now and be like a great experience? Basically, if I could get the game to work just like this on DevNet, I would actually even delete Solana and Bitcoin and just make this work like Ethereum, and it would just be this game. And if we could make this work, this would be perfect for the MVP. So this is kind of what I'm striving to get to. And somebody also said to default it on 100x leverage, so it would just be this game. No way to change the leverage. You're always on 100x. So, but the thing is, this doesn't right now factor in liquidations. So that's something that we need to put into this UI, which is if you click here and the price goes against you, then you need to get liquidated before this turns green. So, all right, next question. When marketing and release, we're still working on it. We need to get the product done. Like the marketing will kick off as soon as we're ready to go to mainnet. And like I said, I'm doing the testing today and tomorrow. Today and tomorrow. And then hopefully we can get this working. So if you go actually here, let me see. This won't work on here. If I go to DevNet. Yeah, so if I go to DevNet, what's going on here? So this is the DevNet version. You can click here. I can log. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm not on my. Let me get on my. What is my password? Okay, let me switch wallet settings. Go to developer. Turn on testnet mode. Solana DevNet. Refresh. Actually, let me put this over here on the side. So this is the DevNet mode. There are a couple little issues with it right now. Should have 132. Okay, so let's connect with Phantom. So you can connect with Phantom, email, X or whatever. Okay, yeah, so this is my DevNet account right here. And this is actually the Flash, or I'm going crazy. This is actually the USDC that gets minted from the Drift protocol. So you can actually just click on this and you can click deposit and it'll actually, oh, it's asking to confirm the transaction. Wait, why is it doing that? Oh, something's not right. Let me log out and then connect Phantom. It shouldn't be asking me because it should be using the smart wallet to deposit. Maybe I broke something just now. Yeah, it looks like I broke something. This should not be doing what it's doing. It should be depositing into this account without asking me for a pop-up. So I must have broken something. But anyways, you should be able to tap here and then this should take money out of this account here, even if you add leverage. But there's something up with like the testing. So I need to fix this. So once I fix this in DevNet where the positions are closing out properly and everything's working properly, we should be good to go. Let me see if I have this running locally. So if I click on this, and I click deposit. Oh, there, it works localhost. Gave myself $1,000. Okay, yeah, see, there's like a couple little issues I need to fix. So we're not 100% ready to go, and I need to make sure all the environment variables are fixed all the way down into production. So, but yeah, I can make this prediction here. I don't know if these are actually getting sent, but because because Drift, I don't think anybody's sitting on Drift on the other side taking these positions. I'm just opening up positions and they're just falling off the backside. So there's nobody basically taking these perp bets. Now on mainnet, this is going to be somebody sitting there waiting to take the other side of these trades. But in here on DevNet, there's nobody doing it. So I can just keep clicking and there's no money's coming out of here. Now yesterday, oh, there goes something. We just lost money. So it's kind of working. So yeah, like it kind of works, but it doesn't work because I don't think there are enough market makers on here to either take these positions, or the gap in between the current price and this per price that I'm positioning is not set up correctly yet. So we lost money, but we're not making money. And I need to figure out why that's happening. And then once I figure that out, we should be good to go. But it's almost ready, almost ready. So mainnet this week, that's the goal. The goal is to get it working by this week. Whether or not we do mainnet this week or if we do it on Monday, just to give us time over the weekend to test it, or I guess me time over the weekend to test it, we'll figure out. But it's like actually hooked up to the perpetual exchange, and this is running on DevNet, where there's actual USDC that's being spent into these positions. The perps are being opened, and I just need to make sure that they get closed properly and everything works properly. So, and this should be able to be played in, quote unquote single player mode. So as long as there's a market, which Drift is a pretty large perp dex, as long as there's a market of people there and there's liquidity there, which there is, especially for these markets for Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, there's super deep liquidity, and we're placing like tiny bets. These are like micro bets or like scalp bets, right? So if you're saying, hey, $10 bet with a 10x leverage, that's not, or 50x leverage, that's not a big bet. So is there going to be more marketing for the app and the token? Yeah, so we still have the same marketing plan that we posted a while ago. It's the same one. I think we've added one more thing. Somebody else gave us one idea. Let me look and see what it is. Let me open up my documents. Marketing. GTM launch plan. Yeah, so the marketing plan is still the same as it was before. It is the partnership posts. So these are people who we're using their technology who will hopefully promote us. Some people we've already got confirmation from. So like promotions on Farcaster, promotions from Solana, or from Privy and Magic Block, and hopefully promotions from Pith. And hopefully a promotion from Helios, because we use them. Then our wait list, which I've mentioned, we have 12,000 people, 12,000 emails on our get wait list. We don't want to burn that wait list up, so we want to make sure that the product is like live and running. We might even wait till like a couple of days after it's live to make sure that when we send the email out, we want to make sure people can go to the site, create an account, open up their account, deposit money, and then start trading immediately. So we have that wait list of 12,000 emails, and it's actually still growing because people are obviously keep finding the product. Then we want to do some sort of interview with somebody. There are a few people that have reached out that already want to schedule stuff, but I keep telling them, hey, I want to wait till we're live first. And then we have the social media campaign, which people are clipping or posting clips of the Bloxwap challenge, which is, some of these things are actually hilarious. And then we also have paid acquisition. So listing on I just went to New York and I have some connections with the Pump Fund team. So hopefully getting some promotion with them through that channel. Also using Dex Screener and the paid acquisition of that channel, and then also posting on X and hopefully getting some paid acquisition through X posts as well. So those three channels for paid acquisition and just basically paying ads to have people come and show up to the product. And there was another one that somebody told us and I did not write it down. So shame on me. I'll have to remember what that was and add it to the list. But it might be actually on a blog post or a Twitter post. But we want to do those 5 marketing things. That's our go-to-market strategy when we launch. But like I said, I don't want to start anything too early because I don't want people to show up and then they're like, oh, this thing looks awesome. And then they're asking the same question you're asking, which is like when mainnet, when launch, when token, blah, blah, blah. The fewer of those people that are bothering me with these questions, the better right now, so I can focus. Shield us the Tole and Solana Cabal during the Solana breakpoint. Oh, you better believe I will be shilling this thing. So here's my goal. So if you guys don't know, I'm going out to Dubai for a startup accelerator at the end of November. Actually, it's in about 30 days. And then right after the accelerator is breakpoint. And so I'm going to be at breakpoint and also at the Solana Super Team event for the 3 days before breakpoint. So I'm going to be shilling this so hard you guys are not going to even believe it. Like I already showed this to Toli, but it was a different version of it that wasn't fully functional. It wasn't in single player mode. It wasn't on mainnet. So the goal is to definitely get this thing on mainnet, get this thing running, get this thing generating revenue. And yeah, when I get out to Breakpoint, it's going to be all hands on deck. And then also there's going to be a little bit about how to craft the story and really tell the narrative. So some of the things that I was talking about before when it comes to stuff like this, you know, like how we could use Bloxwap for prediction markets, how we can use Bloxwap for betting markets, and how we can use Bloxwap for trading markets is really going to be part of the whole story about how this thing becomes a massive opportunity for, you know, people that want to invest in the project. So institutional investors, I'll say. this new UI is more clear. Yeah, so it's funny. I was in when I was in New York, I was like, something's not right with this thing. Oh, do I have the paper? I don't think I have the papers. I had these two pieces of paper. Oh, they're outside. I had these two pieces of paper, and I was trying to figure out how to make the UI look more alive. And when I was flying out there, if you've been on the plane and you know they have a view where you can see the plane, and they have this altimeter that shows you, you know, if the plane's going up or down, and you should be able to just look at that and be able to tell if the plane's going up or down. And so I was talking to this designer, and he was like, "Hey, what?" I was like, how do I make this thing look more lively, like make it look more real, like it's moving? And he was like, you need to have the numbers move, and you need to have like some motion on the sides. And he kind of helped me solve this problem. And yeah, he helped me make this UI way more clear than it was before. So shout outs to Jack. Also, the animation when the price hit is engagement. Yeah, that's true. Business aside, I've really enjoyed how you've improved the app over time with the live streams, Joe. For real, hat tip. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's kind of challenging because it's like, you know, you're developing in public, so half the time stuff is broken, it doesn't work, and then, you know, you have like a good idea, and a lot of the great ideas have actually come from the community. So it's like, how do you take some of these great ideas and then implement them to make it so that the app is a great experience, and you know, people are enjoying it. And I think the refinement in the app is going to make the experience for new people that come and play the game even better. So I think like that's kind of the goal that we're trying to figure out, is how do we make sure that the app experience is going to be amazing for everybody who comes in after you guys. And we want them to have a successful experience, right? Because they're going to be trading against the market. So there's no PvP in this version. It's basically Bloxwap versus everybody else. And so we want to make sure that Bloxwap is winning. And that's kind of the thing that I'm trying to figure out in terms of the perpetuals and opening up the positions and making sure that people come on to Bloxwap and they're just winning, 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 winning. So if we can do that, that'll be amazing. All right. One more. Any plans of a mobile app? Yeah, we want to do a mobile app, but I just don't want to deal with Apple and Google right now. So, but yeah, there's definitely going to be a mobile app. It's just, I'm not trying to deal with that. I've been building mobile apps since 2008. Like I found a video. If you guys go on Google, it's pretty funny. Let's see. A video. Let me see if I can find it. It's probably on my YouTube. I'm trying to find the original video. It's probably somewhere on my YouTube channel. So let's see, videos. Wait, what? They're not here. Who did I send this to? Let me see if I can find the video. I'll show you guys. My old OG project. I think I know where it is. It must be. Hold on a second.
guys, how you doing? My name is Joe,
So this
and I'm going to be giving you guys a quick tutorial
that I made
Roomtrap Mobile
back in
for the
16 years ago.
Now, Roomtrap Mobile
so it's like a
for the
speed trap
iPhone
app.
is a
So it
complement
tells you where
to the
like
web
speed cameras are in
application,
a city,
which delivers real-time speed trap alerts to your mobile
made this
device.
app long time ago.
Because I don't have a
back
screen
old
recorder
school
for the iPhone, I'm going to be demoing
and it was
this
using
with
like
the
your
iPhone
location,
simulator,
and
I'm just going to be going over some of the
GPS.
features.
And
so I'm
going to
cover
you
4
around,
topics.
and then
I'm going to cover
around
the
and it would
driving tab,
if there was a speed trap or not.
tab,
And so
the
this
map
is using
tab,
like
and the
Google's app
settings
engine.
tab. But before I get into those, I kind of want to go over what
Facebook.
Roomtrap Mobile
so you
is
can
not.
like log in, you can
Roomtrap
add speed
Mobile
traps,
is
you
not
can confirm
a
speed traps,
trap
and then if you
browser.
drove past the
So
camera,
it's not
it would
meant
actually like
to
buzz
actually
and
hold
make a
any
noise
speed
and
traps inside of the device for long
by,
periods
so.
of time. So, for example,
so
if
I'm
you
good
live
with
in New
making
York
iOS
City,
apps. I've
it's
been doing
not
it for a while.
designed to log in and
I
go
just know
browse
that
over
when
to
you're dealing with the
California
App Store,
in Los Angeles, and
there's
see
a
what speed
lot
traps are
of
there.
like regulations
Roomtrap
and all this
Mobile
stuff.
is
You know,
also
Apple's trying
not
to keep
a
their store
static
like a
list
specific pristine
database
spot.
that you
And I feel
download
like
every
with crypto,
month
we're
and
trying to
sync
build
to
a
your
different type
phone,
of
or
experience.
download a
And
new
so
version
it's
and
gonna
sync
be
it.
interesting to try
Roomtrap
to
works
ship
in
on the
live
App
real
Store.
time,
Go
pulling
base
data
site.
off of the Roomtrap website
Bloxwap.com, so
and downloading it into your phone as it retrieves
So I feel like when you're
and
building
then
on the
alerting
App
you
Store,
based
you're
on
gonna have to deal
what
with
your settings
specific issues
So
that I just don't.
What I'm
going to
do
right
is
now.
go
But
into
we definitely
the
want to go to the App
mobile
Store
application
eventually.
here. Startup sequence, and there are a couple buttons here. You've got Add Trap, Confirm Trap.
I thought it would be the standard
and then you've got
time.
6 different trap types down here.
I think it is a
then
standard
you've got
stream
a cancel
time. I just did in post, but it's supposed to be.
And you also have a little timer
at 11
here.
Pacific,
and this
2
is
p.m.
the drive tab.
Eastern.
The trap list tab would contain a list of
GMT.
speed traps, and I'm going to show you this in a second. The map tab
have a trading competition.
That's
it. That might have been the other thing. I think that was the 6th thing. It was trading. Host a trading competition. Let me write that down.
On 6. Google Maps.
Trading.
And then there's a settings tab. Now, the
we're gonna have like a trading competition.
Different options here.
And then have the people
Google, or you can launch it with Facebook.
And then have people basically like the ones with the best P&Ls.
There's a trap rating filter,
sort of payout or whatever.
And this allows you to filter out users who
thing.
might not have such a high rating. Basically, if users go on and they post a lot of fake speed traps, their ratings drop. And as their ratings drop, you can filter it out. So you only get speed traps
sorry about that.
People who have
Okay, I need to fix this. I think we're about to move our clock soon too, so it's not going to be great for us either. I'm probably going to get messed up.
You can turn on or off the
I need like some sort of
sound,
bot that just auto posts and says, "Hey, these are the times based on wherever you are."
So if you want to log in,
can anyone summarize what's being said?
Google or Facebook. Clicking on the Facebook link, you can log in.
Turn on
Facebook
subtitles.
Connect, so you just
whatever you're
Connect.
using, go on YouTube. Watch us on YouTube.
This is just like the web version of Facebook Connect. You enter in your email and your password. But for this demo, I'm going to be using the Google account. So I've got my test account in my password.
It's bullish.
And I'm just going to turn this on here.
It runs in the background.
It's going to connect to Google and
I'm lagging.
authenticate me and make sure that I am the user who I say I am. And if you click back, and now it gave me an alert because there's an airplane there.
Sorry. All right. I think the echo should have stopped. Yeah, it stopped. Okay. Sorry about the echo and the lag. All right. I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna get back to testing this out, and then should have something in the next day or so where we can actually test this out on DevNet. All right. If there's no more questions, let me go check. Let me check. Arena, we're cool on Arena. I don't know how this works. And then, oh, no way. Yo, I think profits on Pump. if it is him. We shall see. All right. Okay, I'm out of here. I'm going to get back to coding. There's a lot of code to write, so I'll be back on, and I'll be in the Telegram channel. That's where we're getting the most interactions and help. So hit me up in the Telegram channel. The Telegram channel is t.me/Bloxwap, Bloxwap. That's also the same for our X account, x.com/Bloxwap. And then if you want to follow me, I'm on X at Joe Blau. I'm actually on X. I'm on Telegram at Joe Blau. I'm everywhere at Joe Blau. But I will say my Telegram channel, I have a fee on there. So if you want to follow me, send me a message on X first, and then I'll add you, because I got like 300 spammers hitting me up the first day we launched our token. And they were all like, oh, we want to, be KOLs, and, we want to show your thing, but you got to pay us. And I had 300 messages like that the first day, and I had to just delete all of them. And so in order to stop spammers and people from sending me messages, I have a fee on there to send me a message. So I'll add you. You just can't add me. So there's that. But all my spam and my DMs has gone to zero. So it's been very helpful. But anyways, that is it. DJ and Pirate. Let me remove this. All right, cool. Thanks, everybody. I'll be back. Probably the next live stream will probably be Thursday, maybe tomorrow if I can get everything up and running and we can do a test. So we might do a pop-up tomorrow. So I'll keep you guys posted in the Telegram channel. Cool. Cool. All right. See you later. Have a great evening, or a great morning, or a great day, great night.